Hi there, this is my Extremely One and I'm going to sell it. But before doing so, I wanted to use it to demonstrate how you Proteus 2000 module users out there can save patches or recall patches within DAW. Super easy. Let's do it. Here we are in Digital Performer. These are all instrumental patch changes along the way, correlating to this little cheat sheet I have right here. And they're all from Metroid Prime, because of course they are. I love Metroid Prime. So I'm going to put it in sequence view here, though, so that I can show you a few things. There's the MIDI roll, of course, but the three things you'll need to know for differentiating and recalling patches are going to be PC, program change, patch change, a few things for it. MIDI CC0, which correlates to MSB, and then MIDI CC32, which correlates to LSB. And here you'll see we've got several dudes, value of 7 for all those, and I'll show you why soon enough. And then LSB, anywhere from 0 to 3, 0 to 7. That will determine the bank. I'll get into that here soon enough. First, let's just demonstrate some changes and some sounds from Metroid Prime. So here's Bliss. I'm going to move ahead and hit playback. Now we are using more senses used in Torvus Bog. As well as Space Pirates. I freaking love this game, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And here is, next one's going to be Ethereal. As used in the Chozo Ruins. And how about we follow it up with Vampirella. Playback. So yeah, there you go. You have all these different patch change numbers, all numerically shown out. So right there, we're on Vampirella number 115, which is actually going to be 114. So let's talk about this real quick. Here is how you find a patch. You select it, so we're on Vampirella. Hit Audition. Again, turn it down. You have a few differentiating factors. You're going to turn it off again. So that will show you several things. Panning. I can't remember what that means. The patch number and then channel. So MIDI channels 1 through 16, etc. So let's get it back into Audition. We see MSB and LSB. LSB correlates to this little guy right here. That's going to be your bank. And a Proteus 2000 ROM, not just the Proteus 2000, you know, all the modules, you have different banks, each consisting of 128 patches. Numerically listed as 0 through 127, so that's why there's going to be that +1 offset, 1 through 128. That's the only exception to any of this number crunching. So if it's, so in the case of Vampirella here, if it's patch number 114, you will punch in 115. That's how you overcome that. But otherwise, everything else is pretty straightforward. So XL1, MSB, that's going to be MIDI CC0. Here we are, controller 0. And they're all 7, of course, because we're just using the XL1. I'm going to highlight that and show you that the value is, in fact, 7. So that is how, if you want to, say, like in the case of the Orbit 3 or the Turbo model or the Proteus 2000, where, you know, one of these modules that has 4 of these slots, so you can stack 4 ROMs worth of Proteus 2000 modules. This right here, MSB, is how you differentiate among them all. Proteus 2000, which is the Composer ROM, that's going to be MSB 4. The Orbit 3 beneath here comes with 2 of them. That is going to be Technosynth Construction Yard, which is an MSB of 65, and Beat Garden, which is an MSB of 67. MoFat 13, etc., etc., etc. So depending on what you got stacked, that's going to be the MSB that will be like, oh, this guy, and this bank, and this patch number. That's how it crunches these numbers. And LSB, like I said, don't need to add 1 or anything like that. That is how you do it. Patches, ROM determined by MSB, and banks determined by LSB. PC, CC0, CC32. That is how you do it.